I'm getting this set up. Don't need to do this. Okay, there we go. There we go. You guys in technology. ah, me and technology. I am so grateful to have you all joining, and I forgot to put the post on Instagram a little bit sooner. I was in the floor snuggling with Brew Brew. He was trying to he wanted me to lay with him while he was going to sleep. So I spent a few extra minutes in there with him. So thank you to everyone that is here. Try to lighten this up a little bit. Oh, well, that works. I know I usually do this one because it makes it like way lighter, and I like the colors. There's another one that no. That one. I like that one a lot. Anyways, hello, welcome. Please, I'd love to know who's here. Is this Becca and Alex? Is that who's with me right now? If you're able to comment, I would love to know. Corey, yay. I know I had a few people that I had a sister that just reached out. She was like, normally I catch your lives and I missed it, but I'll check the replay. I was like, I'm not live yet. I'm going live. welcome Becca, welcome Corey. So I'm going to give everyone a few moments to join. I meant to post it sooner, you guys. But everything in divine timing, right? Everything is always divinely aligned. So welcome everyone. It's been a minute. There's been so much happening, and I'm really excited to. Oh, it was just two when I was saying that. I'm really looking forward to sharing in what I've been experiencing in terms of these levels of mastery, what's here now, and the embodiment of these dimensional levels of consciousness. What I have begun to understand through a higher unification of self, and of course of transmission. I will always bring through a transmission of light, of codes, of activation. Oh, amazing, Corey. In the woods working on meditation trails. I love that, brother. I'm really excited to connect with you again soon. Yay, Alex. Hello, my beloved sister. And Ellie, hello. Yes, you can have a shout out. There you go. Mwah. Welcome. Welcome. So I would love for everyone that's dialing in now to please take a deep breath. You are so very welcome, beautiful. I would like for you to just take a deep breath and just anchor in. Just anchor into your heart. Greetings, welcome. Thank you. Welcome. Take care. You be healthy as well, my dear. Thank you for the reflection of light. I appreciate it. Sending you guys so much appreciation for just dropping in and sharing in your love. Thank you. Thank you. So if you are new, my name is Aowasi, and I am here sharing with each and every one of you. Thank you, Ellie. As are you, my dear. I can see you in light form. I am sharing in some expressions of consciousness, and as a higher dimensional channel, I feel there are those here that are maybe some of these things are going to be new for what you're hearing. A channel isn't that which we connect to in terms of a certain cosmic star group or a certain group of peoples or a certain ascended master. When we channel, it's our inner pillar of light. It is the embodiment of what we are, our highest I am, the frequency in which we exist. And as everyone is aware, yay, Charlotte, you made it. Welcome, my dear. Welcome. Good evening. As we are all aware, we are in this realm. We've come to this realm. We've incarnated for one purpose. One purpose. That is mastery. Mastery. Mastery is perception. Whatever you see, even whatever you see of me right now, whatever you're receiving of me right now is a reflection of you. So I want you to take a moment and just receive that. Whatever you see in me, whatever you hear through me is a reflection of you. I am not carrying you and you are not carrying me, but I am a mirror and you are my mirror. And so in each and every one of you, I see what I see in you, what I see in myself, which is light. You are perfect. You really are. Even if when you look at your physical form or you experience your body in a way that doesn't feel perfect, I would like for you to honor that you have a choice. And this is what this whole aspect of mastery is about right now. Is you have a choice. When you don't like what you feel and you don't like what you see, it's a matter of perception. And every single star seed, light worker, however you want to label it, every single soul that is here anchoring their pillar of light is here for one purpose, and that is mastery. Mastery and unity of soul. So when we're accessing fifth dimension, as we're coming into fifth dimension, I feel like the collective is getting a bit lost on the spiritual journey. Myself and my beautiful, beautiful, uh, my beautiful sister in light, Alex, and I'm going to honor and make sure how much she would like for me to share, and I want to honor that connection that we have. But her and I are come from the same soul fabric, if you will. And what we were discussing earlier was this reflection of where the spiritual community is becoming like an industry. It's a business. It's how much someone knows. What can someone tell me? What do you know that you can tell me so that I know? 444, love it, Becca. Love it. Thank you. But the truth is that fifth dimension is dimensional consciousness. It's presence. It's not what you know. It's not what star groups you connect into. I mean, those are obviously there playing a role of assistance in the unseen, but their assistance is to guide us back into one thing, which is unity. To come together, but the waves of information is just one part of that. And a lot of times we have a tendency in the spiritual groups and our communities and the whole, I would say, collective of spiritual gatherings, that we want the information all the time. We want to know what star group is telling us what message, and what aspect of my soul is coming from which star system, and which ascended master. And I myself have gotten lost in that as well. But that's not what this is about. However, it's an extremely fun and exciting part of connecting into our remembrance, that we remember that we're not alone. That's what we're supposed to remember, that we're not alone, that we've never been alone, and that these cosmic star groups are reflections of us, and we only can see that which we are. In the three waves of initiation, and this is the three waves of how you are ascending into higher dimensional consciousness. I feel like there are those that are missing one of those major waves, which is integration, where they're always giving and they're always receiving, and they're not integrating, which means once you receive all the information, there is a pause period where you really need to honor that which you have received, and don't start giving in your offerings until it has been integrated. If you do not honor the investment of energy, which is time, and you are consistently moving through time in a way that is forced, where you feel like you have to be continuously connecting and you feel like you have to be continuously giving or receiving, then you're forcing your presence of being. Instead of just allowing yourself to exist, you're saying, I need to connect here, or I need to receive here, or I need to be in this place. Our cosmic family and our ascended master teachers, they don't tell us what we need. Our higher self doesn't tell us what we need. Why? Because we have sovereign free will choice. And therefore, it is our choice where we would like to experience ourself. That's how we witness ourselves. So it's not about going and doing. It's about initiating yourself through frequency, being your signature resonance is what this is all about. You came here with a blueprint of creator that no one else carries. And you are the light that no one else can witness in the way that you do. And so you are that witness of source. But the only way source can witness itself is if it is in witness. And if it's constantly in motion, then it's not in witness. This is why you guys see me pull away from my lives, and I pull away from my one-on-ones, and even my group space has had to pause. Because why? There was mastery. Mastery was in motion. And mastery means a shift in perception. And the only way to know what that shift in perception is to be present and witness of it. Witnessing yourself as that unification of self that just took place. If you're receiving a multi-dimensional soul integration is a part of that. And if you're not integrating, if you're consistently connecting in with people all the time and you're going and you're doing, you're missing the integration part. And it's not about being alone or solitary. It's about in the presence of your pillar of light. Time is not what we think it is. There is projected time, which is an illusion. And then there is pure time, consciousness, rivers. They're just flowing all the time of consciousness. That's dimensionality. Dimensionality is flow, just flow of frequency. And it's not interrupted by projection. And what I have been witnessing, and I witnessed this through myself because this is what I just mastered with Bruiser, when my fur baby starseed was injured. We don't just get injured, right? It's a block of energy and it's a loop of time. And we get stuck in it. And he is me and I am him, and we are not separate. So welcome, Siraj. So grateful to have you, my dear. So grateful, brother. Welcome. And since we are not separate, what I was witnessing taking place in him when he was going through this injury, where literally he couldn't stand, he couldn't walk, he was not supported. I am talking about that. Thank you, my dear. Doing much better, walking on his own. So we went to the vet, and I was in a moment of fear and terror that he wouldn't be able to walk again, which means I'd have to put him down. And that's the soul aspect, which means I would be I'd be cutting off that soul aspect and receiving it in a different way. And in this material world, that's how we experience loss and grief, is that aspect of soul is returned to us in a different form. And when I was watching him, that wasn't even the difficult part. Watching him not be able to stand up and walk, watching something that we care for so much struggle, that's difficult, right? I think everyone can identify with that. And when they're in a position that is based on what has been manifested, like our animals, those of our pets, our children, we are the ones projecting for them. And they understand and learn how to be in a state of pure presence through us. Because animals in their most natural state, they don't have projections. Children learn projections through us. So it is important that those souls that are still in their purest state remain pure, that they help us to hold the frequency. And for him, what I was witnessing was my own projections being made manifest through a loop of time. And I was watching the instability, the lack of support, the lack of true support, which is light, manifest in a physical form where he couldn't stand, where his knees couldn't support him, his joints, which are part of our structural integrity of the physical body. That's our structural integrity. And if we don't feel supported within our own frequency of light, then our joints, we feel it in our joints and our musculoskeletal. And that's also a masculine feature. Well, fifth dimensional mastery is about will and power. And we must master sovereign free will choice within our inner pillar of power without projecting our choice, without projecting our desires, without projecting control over another. Meaning, we think we know what's best for someone, so we attempt to manipulate how time really exists, and we create an imbalance. Just like in sacred service, like for those accounts that reach out to you and offer you a free reading from your ancestors because your ancestors are speaking to them and not you, that's a manipulation. You are always in tune. Always. All you need to do is just tune in instead of tuning out. You're here. If you're here, you're dialed in. And if you're dialed in, ask a question. And you're going to receive that which you are. Whatever you are is going to come through. And if you want to receive yourself in a higher frequency, and you yourself as an ascended master feel like that there's another ascended master that has mastered an aspect of consciousness that can assist you in rising in perception, that's where you're meant to exchange. We have a tendency now, because the spiritual community is like a business, and because it's like a business, we just kind of connect in with everyone and receive everything all the time, and we want all the information and we want to know all the things. That's not consciousness. Consciousness isn't hounding you with what you need. Consciousness is awareness. It's just being in a presence, in a state. Your state of being is your state of being, and only you can witness yourself there. This is why I was guided to step away from offering my services in the way that I used to. And here, there's some messages I'm going to drop in from my own ascended mastery that have come through that were very, very powerful. And those brothers and sisters that I shared it with had the same visceral reaction that I did of, this is profound. So as you all know, we go through ascension symptoms. We call it ascension sickness. You guys can hear the crap in my sinus cavity right now. This is very reflective of the projections I'm talking about as well. Why have we chosen to identify ascension as sickness? I want you to think about that for a minute. Why are we choosing to identify something that is easeful and easy as resistance? Because that's the mind. The mind says, I need to identify this in a way at which I can understand it. But once you do that, you're attaching a projection of understanding instead of being in the presence of understanding, which is just your state of being. When you feel something in a certain way, you don't need to identify it. Ascension sensations are simply the sensations of frequency and vibration. This one's a big one for me, because this was happening in my group space. We were talking about this, and I was like, oh yeah, like I literally had been projecting that yeah, we're meant to feel this way, and there's going to be a inflammation of the joints and all this stuff. I'm not saying that we do not have a reaction on a physical, visceral level to ascension. Obviously, the molecules are vibrating and rearranging themselves in a different format. That's what's happening in ascension. When your perception reaches a different point, your molecules in your physical rearranges to match it so that you can meet yourself there in that quantum time frame, in that quantum aspect of consciousness. However, if you are also projecting what you think is happening while simultaneously moving through the existence of what is happening, you will create resistance in the experience itself. So you will feel pain and you will feel sickness, but that's not what is actually happening. The light is gentle, it is easeful. Ascension is a movement of perception through frequency. Yes, your body is a part of that process, but your body is a direct reflection of what's happening in the astral etheric. So are you going to feel what's happening? Yes, but you can also prevent the molecules from rearranging in their most natural state by also projecting that it's like identifying it as something. Absolutely. It's a natural process. It's going to happen. So you don't need to identify it. And when it does happen, what tends to happen is that we experience it. And when when you're feeling like your molecules are moving, you're experiencing like this just Like if you're feeling that you're moving through time in a different way and you can feel that your physical is responding to it, that's your invitation to pause, to step back, to allow, instead of just going and doing and doing and doing, because then your molecules are attempting to come into their natural state, which they're going to do anyways. Light is intelligent, infinite. Everything is going to fall. It's going to always be exactly as it's meant to be. But if you're creating an excited influence in the process, then you have a tendency to not only absorb projection, but you could end up, your frequency lines get crossed, which means you might not be projecting, but if someone else in your field is projecting, guess what happens? That still comes into your field. And everything is vibration and frequency, so everything in your quantum is responding to everything in another person's quantum. So if you're continuously in an exchange and your cells and your quantum is trying to rearrange, and you're not going through the integration point in a way that allows you to come into your divine unity of self, where you arrive exactly where you are, then there's distortion. Frequency lines get crossed, and miscommunication happens on the quantum molecular, because you have electric magnetic attempting to project what is, and you have light magnetic, which exists as what is, and they're attempting to move simultaneously, but frequentially they're different frequencies, and so we experience it as discomfort. Even though the physical body is going to move through the sensations, it should not last. I'm not saying you're not going to feel some stuff shifting. I'm not saying that you're not going to have inflammation. I'm not going to say it is exactly what it is. Your body responds exactly how it needs to respond. What I'm inviting you to do is to allow yourself to be in a state of presence as much as you possibly can, so that you're not projecting and you're not inviting projection. So absolutely, communication with your own selves, and your communication happens whether you speak it or whether you don't. It's all with where you choose to be internally in vibration. So your choice in every now moment is vital. That's your sovereignty right there, your sovereign free will choice. And all the aspects of my soul self that came in with this message was that it doesn't, the light influences us in a way that is gentle. We're still moving through time in a way that is somewhat resistant. And so we're shifting from resistance into ease and resistance into grace. And we have to check in with ourselves and make sure that we allow that which is going to move through. But if it seems like it's lingering for a while, then you need to tune in, dial in, and you need to allow, there's some form of expansion in that area that isn't fully taking place. So it's staying stuck. It's inflamed. That's your body telling you that yes, aspects are moving through. And I'm not surprised. I went through a lot in the mouth cavity. The biggest aspect I would say would be not so much the joints and the stuff like that, unless it stays around for a while. If it stays around and it's painful, pain is a projection. Be sure you're checking in with yourself, and you're able in that area, wherever it's at, make sure you're able to expand. And I'm feeling so much heart expansion happening while I'm expressing this, because everything that's happening is happening based on what you perceive and based on where you're focused. So if your focus is not in that inner pillar and it's not in that expansion point, then it's somewhere else. So that means your focus is somewhere else. That's amazing. It's amazing, Corey. But the biggest one was ascension sickness, where people identify the ascension as flu-like symptoms, or the flu, or a cold. That's still identification of sickness, and sickness is a projection. So we need to pull that back. You don't have to. It's just an invitation. I would invite you to, because this is not a sickness. It's not a manipulation of energy. It's a natural process of evolution. With that being said, If you are consistently in an exchange with others all the time, if you have your phone and you're always replying to social media and you're always replying to WhatsApp and you're always replying to groups, this is your invitation to take a step back. And I'm not talking about for a few hours. I'm talking about for a few days to a week. Because if you're consistently integrating information, you're not integrating embodiment. This means you're there's some form of fear of missing out, like I'm afraid I'm going to miss something. I'm afraid that I'm not going to hear what someone says. I'm afraid I'm not going to receive someone's message. I'm afraid that I'll miss some important aspect of channeling. And because of that, you don't allow yourself to be in the one place where your all-knowing self can access whatever you need in any now moment, which is here. All you do is tune in. And like today, when we move into this in a moment, we're going to ask, what is here now in sacred service? What is here now within sacred service of our pillar of light? What is most needed and necessary of us within our frequency? What are we offering as a collective of light? And what can we bring through our pillar of light, which will serve all that is? And that is going to bring in anything and everything. Any of those unseen star groups, angelic, cosmic, whatever, they're going to be there and they're going to reflect everything that's here now. And together we serve. 6 months in 1 week. Heck yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. So I know that we know a lot of these things. And I want to bring up another very important aspect really quickly, because I want each and every one of you to honor that which you are. I really do. My invitation to you is that there's an understanding that receiving information isn't a full, like, that's part of the remembrance. A remembrance is the deepest understanding of your mission from a mastery level. Your mission is your presence. What are your templates of soul self? What frequencies, what masteries are they bringing through? There is nothing you need to do except receive. But you receive that which you are through others. So if you're consistently joining, and you guys have heard me talk about this, and I'm going to reflect it again, if you join up with others just for the sake of feeling like you're missing something or you need something, your soul integration happens throughout the totality of your incarnation. It's not a one-time activation. It's not a one-time session. And it's not like being in a group for a few weeks or a few months. Your soul is integrating through the totality of its time here. And it will be able to fully embody its dimensional, fifth dimensional form when it's able to embody. Meaning through your awareness, through your choice of that process. And you embody that which you have mastered. So multidimensional soul embodiment is about mastery. Every level of frequency, of choice, of projection that you master, you embody that. There, you know it, you experience it, you are it. It's not about knowing all the information and all the messages. I mean, that's one layer of building, but that builds upon and eventually expands into what is. Every time we remember, our bodies will respond immediately, and it's embodiment of what we are and supposed to know and remember in the now. Absolutely. Absolutely. So it, like, the information will activate you into, oh, there's something like you'll resonance. That's it. When you receive information, sit with the resonance of it. Allow yourself to integrate the resonance of it so that you can be initiated into that signature resonance of you. It's not about being a high priestess of this time or an oracle of this time. That's some of it, but what's here, where your resonance, where are you resonating, which frequencies are you resonating with, what's here now. That's the soul integration that's happening. And if you're in connecting with a ton of information, then you're not really sure what aspect of soul you're integrating, especially if you're used to people telling you what you're integrating. You are the one, your awareness and your awareness alone integrates it. Your awareness and your awareness alone is the mastery. Your awareness and your awareness alone is the witness of source. No one else's. We just reflect it back to you. And you receive reflections of higher mastery when the exact moment you're meant to. So when other people are reflecting, like even right now, what I'm reflecting is from points of mastery. You're receiving it because you're in this moment meant to experience it. So we step in and that's why on this spiritual journey, it's not about putting information out all the time. It's not about doing all the time. It's about expressing when you're divinely guided, because you are going to flow into that exact connection point, into that exact point of resonance, and you are going to share that exact point of resonance exactly as you're meant to and agreed to. You don't have to force it. You don't have to force yourself to be seen, you guys. We're all witnessed in the light. We're all witnessed in the light. That's the only way it can be. So when I witness myself within my own choice, within my own point of mastery, I can see myself from all angles, from all dimensions. And I remember that I am more than just that one point of focus that I was so connected and just so anchored into that it wasn't allowing me to see everything else. That is integration of soul, because then all the fragments that you have been placing out here get to come back and meet you here, and therefore you return into oneness in that moment and you are unified. And most don't slow down long enough to go through that. Most are wanting the witness outside of themselves. They're wanting to be witnessed by others, so much so that they don't witness themselves. They don't sit and witness what's here now. Like, this is a big thing in my group. I am always saying, what's here now, you guys? What is here now? What are you witnessing through your perception? What is coming through for you? And in that way, we can see what's coming through in projection, what's coming through in consciousness. And together we unify, we come together and we support each other in that witness. But the soul is witnessing itself and it's communicating its witness. That's what's happening here. And so I would love and invite each of you to honor your process of integration. What we are going to do here in just a moment, I'm getting ready to shift into that, is we're going to be moving through different ranges of consciousness. In order for you to embody the different ranges of consciousness, not only is there full surrender, but there's full acceptance and acknowledgement that it's not just about the messages. What we're going to go through today is there might be some stuff that comes in through messages, but I'm going to guide you through feeling. I'm going to guide you through feeling different dimensional ranges of your own conscious awareness. And we're going to move from the micro to the macro, and macro to the micro, embody it back out to the macro, come back in, embody it back out to that is experiencing yourself through the initiation of the dimensional consciousness. And this is how you know yourself. How else can you know yourself unless you move through the feeling of yourself, right? And exactly like Alex said, you're going to feel it. It's in your body. Your vessel is reflecting it to you. And you should be focusing on what you feel, not on what you see. Allow what you see to be a mirror of what you feel. Don't be looking and trying to find something to see. Just allow whatever drops in to drop in. But I would love for you to just experience what you feel. What I've been noticing is the heart star has had a lot of what I would say is meridian blocks. What I've noticed through the collective, where these projections of what we think we're supposed to do and what we think we know and what we think we be in the collective has been showing up. which is creating a block in the third eye, and it's creating a block in the heart. So as we're shifting from 3D to 5D, we don't want to get stuck in that. I mean, this has happened before, is where there's this egoic identity of service that keeps the soul anchored in 4D. And 4D is the gateway to 5D. You must move through the mastery of what you see in the mirror of witness so that you can embody all that is that mirror of witness. That's fifth dimension. Fifth dimension, this is the beginning of the light body self. And you must master your sovereign free will choice and your pillar of power, meaning your presence of witness, before you can bring any other dimensionality in. And so, although, yes, the frequencies of higher dimensional aspects are here and they're giving us the reflection of remembrance to activate those frequencies within us and on a planetary scale, your soul has mastered what your soul has mastered. And if you deny that which you are because you're trying to attain that which you think, then you disconnect yourself from that which you are. And so my invitation to you is to allow yourself to receive the information, but do so in divine alignment. Do not continue to try to digest everything all the time, because then you lose yourself. You're not sure which aspect of soul is integrating, or if that's just what someone else is integrating, or if that's what someone's projecting. I would invite you to slow down. This is why all of this is happening right now. We are all in a level of mastery. This is why we've been calling to slow down. Time has been working in our, always and ever in our favor. And as the lines of electromagnetic projection and the lines of light magnetic consciousness are detangling so that we can have a clear vision, the only way that can happen is if we do. So there are so many teachings ingrained in the collective where I'm going to ask you, how do you know? How do you know which cosmic group you're connecting into? Do you know the name because someone told you, because you read a book, because you learned it through someone else? How do you know? When we project ourselves, when we project, we lose part of ourselves. Absolutely. When we don't feel, we can't be and accept all parts of the self. I've been looking outside for parts of the self that reside within only. Absolutely. Absolutely, my dear. And I know this message for some, it might be too deep, it might be too much, but I know those that are meant to receive it are going to receive it. This, because what I'm asking right now, what I'm expressing right now through my pillar, is it's asking you to, it's calling you into a higher point of resonance. It's calling you into a higher point of perception. And not everyone is going to answer that call. Obviously, that's just how it is, right? We're all at the levels that we're meant to be at. However, if you feel this and it resonates, there's resonating with you because it's a call to aligned action. But aligned action isn't doing, it's being. It's calling in you. It means that this is here for you. This is here for you. And for those that it is here for, it's here for. Absolutely. 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 And I want you all to know that this is our call to take not take, to reclaim, to reclaim these aspects of collective projection that we have been a part of, where we have been so caught up in the spiritual communities that they have become a business. And the spiritual community, its spirituality is spirit. It's not a business. This is why, you guys, this is why I got away from the whole business aspect of it. It's spirituality in its purest is not a business. It's spirit. It's you. And you're not a business. You're in service. And I know like 3D business is the 3D manipulation of sacred service. So I'm going to invite you to allow yourself to step into a higher frequency of your soul and honor that you're not a business. You are a pillar of light that is serving within the light, and you are witnessing yourself as source. And as such, all you need to be is you, and you bring through what you be, and those that have an agreement to receive you will receive you. We must start getting away from needing to have a diagram or a construct of business and anchor that into service, because service is presence. It's not doing. It's not certifications. It's just existence. And your soul is unified in its highest aspect of embodiment when it is in service within its own witness. When you witness yourself, you are serving the highest light of God, of source, of all that is, because that's when source witnesses itself and says, ah, this is what it feels like. This is what that perception of me feels like. Because that, now, of course, source obviously is everything. It's even the illusion and it's even the projection, but it's a distortion. It's fuzzy. It's muddled. It's not clear. And it's fragmented. It's not the whole blueprint of you that's able to reflect that back to source. It's like static. So Alex and myself had a very, very powerful conversation prior to this live, and all this stuff was coming through, and the witness that was had between her and myself, one witness of embodiment to another witness of embodiment, on the levels at which at the level at which we are, which is exactly where we're meant to be, and are, which exactly like each of you. This was what was coming through, was that we're getting away from, we're getting so caught up in what's out here that we're not integrating all that's in here, because whatever's out here is in here. It can be no other way. You can't have macro and micro separately. They're the same. They're one and the same, and they're happening simultaneously. But you can't experience what's out here if you're constantly out here. You've got the whole purpose of incarnation in this realm is to be in the vessel. It's to be in the physical, and it's to experience it. And we're shifting out of the experience of the human layers into the light layers. So the emotional layers of the physical density are slightly different than the layers of what we would say is the emotional body of light, because the emotional body of light is more of a balance. It's more of a neutrality. It's a oneness. And like my entire being at now just lit up, just all of a sudden, like the magnetism of that reflection. Whew, that just pulled me deep into a point. I don't know if you guys felt that, but all of a sudden I just got sucked in. It was like I was sucked into the body of energy of light immediately. The emotional body of fifth dimension is consciousness. That's the energy ranges. It's frequencies of consciousness. So the auric etheric, yes, you feel it's like just sucking. We're getting pulled in right now. We're getting pulled in. I have a feeling we're going to be pulled out in just a second. We're now moving through a range of dimensionality, just so everyone is aware. Just by us coming together, witnessing each other in this reflection of mastery that we are all undergoing right now, we are now moving through a quantum portal and into a higher range of consciousness, because we're all witnessing, we're all connecting into it, and we're all finding resonance within it. And this is the power. And Alex, I just want to say I'm so grateful to have you here as an anchor and reflection of my soul, and I'm just super grateful. Each of you are a reflection. Myself and Alex just have a very special connection in that way. And this pull is a reflection and a recognition of what's here now. And so I would like for each of you to tune into that. I want you to see, I'm feeling it. It began to pull me from here, and it's really pulling me down through my hips and my ankles, almost like there's a a set of light magnetic hands that are pulling me, pulling me, pulling me, but not pulling me down, pulling me in, pulling me up. That's what it feels like. It's a magnetism. Like I'm pulling it, like we're going into a yes, yes. We're going into the dimensionality, the inner. We've been in the outer density. We're going into the inner dimensionality. So that's what's happening. Wonderful. Beautiful, Charlotte. Yes. So I want you all now to begin tapping into what you're feeling. And there's a reason why this is showing up in this way. We're moving now and we're beginning to shift into feeling. The transition and the waves of consciousness that we are coming together is a unification of self, as we have all been witnessing ourself together as a mirror, as a reflection through the heart, without projection of this is what we need to do, or this is what this star group said, or anything. And I know I bring that through. I'm just saying, this is what's here now. And the witness of what's here now, where we are free and we are just reflecting on mastery, oneness, unity. It brings us into that pure experience, which is free. It flows. It's just magnetic, and it's not the magnetic of electric magnetic. Electric magnetic is desire, belief, because when you believe something, you project it. We no longer have to believe, and we no longer have to think. We exist. You don't have to believe that you belong here or you belong there. When you're activated through your remembrance, you are. You don't have to believe it. It's not about believing it, but denying something does come into play. When you have an activated remembrance, if you deny it, then you fragment yourself. So I want each and every one of you to honor whatever you receive through your activated integration of soul. Through your dimensionality of integration, I want you to honor it. Do not fragment yourself through denial. Because I know that that is something I have done. I'm sure we've all done it. And this is your invitation to honor your sovereign free will choice by accepting all that you are. This is our mastery. The majority of the collective is here. This is your mission. You chose to master fifth dimension. You chose to master human. I'm sorry. You chose to master human. You chose to begin your mastery into fifth dimension. Please do not get caught up in titles, in roles even. Roles are a part, yes, of your mission, but your role is more about your presence of being. It's just like your purpose. It's not something you do, it's something you are. And your roles are integrated through your presence. Marikiti sukatari. Yes, tree roots like a magnet. And I feel like what we're about to be doing is we're going to be tree of life expanding. But our roots, we must have our roots, our magnetic roots in the place of where in the place in which we expand. So we've actually all just shifted as a collective, and we have magnetized ourselves, and we are now in our roots are now in the grids of light, which is dimensional consciousness of higher frequency. Please take a deep breath. There's a lot that has been received, so I would like for you to just breathe into all that you have witnessed within yourself in this gathering thus far. And I'm sure if you're like me, you can feel how what I'm bringing through today has a different tone, it has a different feel, it has a different presence. And that's that layer of embodiment through my own witness and my own mastery that's coming through. That's what I mean by the power. It is felt. My resonance and your resonance connect. And just continue to breathe deeply and I want you to understand that with each in-breath and each out-breath, you are experiencing the eternal now. Any time that you feel too busy to be in the presence of your breath, you're fragmenting yourself, because that breath is the infinite eternal now. The in, the out. That is the expansion and contraction, the flow, the masculine, the feminine is all there, all in the singular infinite now. That is where you return back into your pillar, coming into the breath. It does. It feels like gravity, except it's definitely, it feels like gravity with this like two magnets coming together. Like we have just been pulled in and connected into ourselves through awareness. Absolutely feels like that, like gravity. And now that we are dialed in, breathing into it, we're going to begin shifting into the second wave of this transmission, which is now where I begin transmitting and bringing you all into, we're going to be moving through higher ranges of consciousness. We have just shifted into one. We have shifted into our anchor point of dimensional consciousness. So now we have moved out of mind. Everyone is out of mind. And everyone is anchored into pure awareness. Just continue with your breaths, filling up the lungs, using your full capacity, and then expanding that capacity outward. Feeling the expansion of the magnetism. Maria Sotaki Ariu Oceana. And now stepping in is the anchor of Soul Star. We are now coming into the full pillar of light. Through our awareness. Of course, we're always there. But we are coming into the awareness and the connecting into it through our awareness. And now, allow yourself to tune into what you're feeling as this magnetism moves, as it flows. This is the presence of the infinite light, the all that is, as it is present through you and within you. And feel that expansion of light through you, coming up through the third eye, the soul star, and expanding outwards. So your tree branches are reaching, drinking in the starlight, the ethers, the all that is, and pulling all that you are in through the breath. Expanding all that you are through your roots there, and feel that intensity of expansion. Do you feel that? Do you feel how now everything has moved up and there is just this opening and expansive, just feeling everything opening as you're drinking in all that you are and expanding within all that you are. Now, we will begin moving through ranges of dimensionality. Please declare through within your own witness, declare that you accept and receive through your awareness that which you are. Maria Sukatai ish utai narasatushkiaku. Feel the presence. Feel the sensations of all that you are. Take a moment before we get moving and just be in the presence. Feel all that is happening here in this eternal infinite now through you. I call in and request all that is here for us to experience and all that is here for us to remember and reclaim through the levels of dimensional consciousness. I call this in and request all that is here for us in sacred service and in our highest eternal I am. Calling this in as we begin moving. Whoo, that magnetism at the feet. Mariosuka shiakara. It's actually moving my toes. Inakushkiatiasuke. As we anchor into the sacred service of Terra, as we anchor into her grids, that of the central space, the heart, the pillar, the sun. We align with and we connect in with our awareness, receiving ourselves through that which we are of planetary consciousness, planetary dimensional, interwoven in through our vessel and our signature resonance. And just feel how all these strands and all these frequencies are coming through. Pay attention to where you feel this. And breathe into it. Requesting the ancient lines of creation. Requesting connection into the ancient lines of creation. Maria Sote Kia Tushiana. And here we go. Kuriasikiate Shindik Arik, Isik Arik, Isik Arik, Ushkindashia. Kushiandia Suke at Ush Mat Arik Isut. We are guided and led through the portal of the heart. We're going to do things a little bit differently. Instead of going through the portal of the heart, we are going to become aware that we are within the portal of the heart already. The pillar of light is penetrating through the earth star, heart star, and soul star. So, as the infinite eternals that we are, all we must do is flow. Receiving the templates of ourselves through each range of frequencies. Requesting to receive through those cosmic planetary lines in which we are serving. I would like for each of you to see what is here for you now within those frequencies. Your mission is your presence. What is your presence illuminating in the now? Reclaiming all fragments of soul self that have been anchored into electric magnetic lines of projected time. We reclaim these now. kuku. Kianya kuku. Kianya kuku. Deep breath. Feel yourself in the presence. As you move into a new point of magnetic connection. I'm feeling the presence of the violet builders of the Phoenix Flame, which are assisting in the reconstruction of the heart in any form that has been manipulated through time. These are Venetian. Almost. Woo! So much is clearing. Not clearing. We are moving in such a way that we are clearing the debris. These Venetian builders are working and assisting through you as they are a part of you. Mashute Kiriana. Yad, had, 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 had. Working in the field, working in alignment with the molecular, guiding that which was into that which is already. Another deep breath. Anchor in. Whew. This magnetism is really strong. Inakurkia sukut sututu sutututu sututututututu. Calling in all activated remembrances for the soul. Yetutu. Tutu. Kutu. Kutu. Inakotisia turkushikia namadiki. Nia sotariki turukushia nembititi kuria tatata. Emidia sotatiti kutia tuturu kimati kutukutu. Inakatakata katukutukuta aria sukututuku. As ut. Inakututuk ar akuk akur akuk arkuk akuk akuk arkuk arkuk at uk. Allowing these soul accesses, these activated remembrances to come in and to fill your awareness. I would like for you to feel, just feel. What do you feel in your activated remembrance? What are you becoming aware of within this version of your soul self that has come to join you? What are you hearing? What are you sensing? What are you feeling as this fragment of self is moving and rejoining? Bathe in your resonance. Savor that which you are. Just allow yourself to drink up. Receive the fragrance. Receive the taste. Allow the sensations to fill your senses. So that you get lost in your own resonance. But yet you are not lost. You are just adventuring, flowing, discovering, and honoring, witnessing, as, uyatinak arik as, uriandik arik as, uriandiat as. Connecting into the next wave of consciousness. Yanmanera kianuria kundearoriana kianumara yate. Urianana, Shundianana, Matoyanana, Kianana, Sotia. Kushkia tark at ut ark at ash ut ash at ut ash at ut ash at u. Rk at ut 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 at anchoring into this range, this range of activated remembrance. Breathe in, anchor in, savor, witness, remember. And of course, your activated remembrance is not a one and done deal. This experience will continue to impact through you for the rest of your eternal now. For it is you. Maradinat Ari As Oshia. And it is all here now. Inarushkiandia turku, and you will connect into that perception, that remembrance, that awareness when you are divinely aligned. Girikutikik arkas. You do not need to seek that which you are, dunariyasuku, through title, mariasukutiaria sutarini anatik ar, through purpose, mariatukut urk isik ark, through any other self. Miyaturkishianat a. Your remembrance comes from within. Duriyandiasuturk urk, turk urk, turk urk, turk urk. You have access to all Akashic records in which you have mastered and ascended through. Mariasak ark as, ut as, ut as, ut as. Only you, Karianat ark as, have access to your remembrance. Gitari ajudiane miriatukiatiasukut ark. Mariatuk art. Mariatuk art. It is the Nariasati it art, the presence, Bushinia, of being initiated in through frequency. Maria Sotarik Isat that other ascended masters such as yourself carry. Maria Sotati E, which ascends, or Durikinat Matikut which assists in deepening the remembrance through you. Maria Sotari Ikut ut. We anchor into these points. What is here for us now? What is here for us now? Eternal oneness, returning to unity within the self. This is our mission. But this holds its own mastery for each and every soul at their level of dimensional consciousness and awareness. There are different levels of unity. The unity of the soul happens in every moment of master choice. Fragments that have been lost through projection are then unified. And then there are mates of soul, that which are known as twin flames, where those aspects of Suryanat is higher self, Machushkati, meet self, Mariatut, through time and space. And then there are the monadic mates, those of the original spark, Mashiki andiak utash. Ruk uk 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 tak ark ak ut ark ut ark ut. Now I would invite each of you to just rest in the presence. We will do one final wave. And take a moment to rest in the presence of this layer of activated self. This last one is going to be a bit more intense. And it will layer and envelop as the self meets itself in its highest form of consciousness. Requesting access to the expression of these ranges of consciousness through the templates that are carried within. cut, 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 quad, ta, kid, hut, quad, hut, cut, 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 mud, Kotianat, cut, nia tuchia, dia, hut, nia, hut, Koshianama tuchia kutia, nashiatoria nia kuya, nia shotia nia kuria, nia shotia nia kuria, nia shiatoria nia kuria, nashiania kuriania, nashiania kuriania, nashiania kuriania, nashiania kuriania, quad, quad, Konia sote shikia turkini akuriki arkini kurkati Konia sote kia tia sote kiania nia kiania nia kiania nia kutia kutat quash yat 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 Koshini kia turkini argia kurikini arkini kurikini kud yat rak ak ush kiak ash Naritikut ut ash, narikit ut ash, narikit ut ash, narikit ut ash, narikit ut ash. Gurg jindik as. Garganat ek ut it as. Garganak at ushkind as. Anamad at uch it as. Sinat at ushkia malaki. Kut hard. Nakutia. Hard. Nakushkia. Inakutia. Kurkash. Kuriania sotakia. Kurgini sukiki a. Kurgini sukiki a. Kurgini sukiki a. Kurgini sukiki a. Feel the layers. If you allow your hands to move in front, you can feel the layers of light. Me kuria sikat ash. Kuria ni mare as. Kia dad had Ina kushia nega tut as. Deep breath. Expand within. Feel how the wing space, the heart space, the third eye. Feel how the hips, feel how the earth star, feel how the soul star, feel how all is expanding. You are the pillar, Media Sotia, and feel as you are. Giadia Satakina, the pillar of light. What it Kushinia Duta. Mashuta Niakura. Rikak Ushkiat. Reclaiming this layer of activated remembrance, which is exactly what is intended, necessary, and needed for each of you. That is why there is no identification here. Whatever is here, whatever aspect of soul self, whatever cosmic lineage, it is here for you now. Allow yourself to witness that which you are. Inasakiaku. The seven Hathors are requesting a communion of this through this space in celebration of witness and ascension of awareness. I accept and receive the connection to the seven Hathors and Hathna or Hathor. Kiania Sakira Inaseta Shwetina Yasat Yikat Washina Yatayana Yatayana Hakuyania Siki Haya Haya Hatina sia koyari reketiti shikituya hanya tinia yatikiako hashina ya hakutia sata inaku hisatari tushindaka hata Hatha Shandiya, Hatha Shandiya, Hatha Shandiya, Hatha, 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 Shandiya, 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 Satakina Shotina Marushya. Andakuta Shandakada Arutia Kua Hata Niasute Aru Anziakuta Hata Naziandue Kutia Shundiana Hata Naziandia Kutina Shutinia Kuya Hata Jindia Kuri Ak A Shundakina Dashkiaku Dinasa Jindaka Jindazania Koya Hat Hat Ah Hat 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 Na Kienia Sute Ah. And we will take a moment and full receivership of this declaration, this witness from Hatna, which is also Hathor. Inokuya. And now moving through, sealing, which is just allowing ourselves to imprint an expression of light, which is going to not hold us, which is the reclamation. It is the imprint of reclamation. So please join me in expressing your imprint of light. Kwayanya Shataya Gwandandya Shakandare Rak Eshandaria Kwayandia Rakoshia Nataria Sakearia Sutariandaya Maria Suteria Nashia Koryana Kiriata, 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 riasute, 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 kianda, dia, 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 sute, dia, 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 sute, dia, 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 sute, dia, 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 sute. Sote, 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 sote. Ooh, that wave of magnetism. Boriania sokea, ina shutia. Ina sata, all is unified. Giandushia, all is activated. Maria satia. Ingarushiniatu, all is complete. Dashkiandak ari uk ask. And so it is. Bringing everyone back in. Doshiana marari, doria, tikura, tik ad, ut ad, ut ad, ut ad, ut ad, 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 ut, ad, ut, ad, ut, ad, ut, ad, ut, ad, ut, od, at od, at od, at od, at od, at od, at bringing everyone back in. We were in body and simultaneously out of body. Allow yourself to come in. When you're ready, just bring yourself, rub your hands together, pat yourself, anchor it all in, come back in. Ooh, that was some major expansion. Wow, those waves of magnetism. And so it is. I am so grateful you were able to be here, Alex. I'm so grateful. Resting in this eternal infinite now, in the activated expression of self. And feeling the spine and the heart and everything and its openness and its expansiveness. Thank you for receiving, my beautiful Becca. Thank you. What a beautiful gathering this was. I feel that this was a very powerful coming together of our witnessing of each other and witnessing of self today. So I am eternally grateful to each of you that chose to invest your time and your presence and your awareness, not here, but here. Everything that I was reflecting was just a reflection of where we were in here. So thank you. It was. Charlotte, my God. Thank you, my dear. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Whew, that last one, that when the imprint of light was coming in and just sealing it all in, just, I almost couldn't sit upright or speak. I was like, whoa, like it knocked me for a second. I was like, man, this was, yeah. Whew, thank you, Brenda. Yeah, very strong. And this is, you guys have been with me for a while. Most of you have. And I want to thank each and every one of you for being here and witnessing me and for witnessing each other, for witnessing yourself, but most importantly, for understanding that like I recognize where recently I was telling Alex this, where in some of my transmissions I realized where like, oh, I felt some control and I force that was coming through me. And I want to say that I have forgiven myself for such projections, and having mastered those, I'm eternally grateful that I had an opportunity to witness myself in both forms. And I claim that. I claim that I have brought things through recently. It's not the information, but the way that I brought them through and the way that I was speaking was coming through in a way it was like, you need to see what's here and you need to understand what's here, and you know, like I'm saying and that's not the full essence of resonance right there. So I'm eternally grateful to be, and there's that magnetism again going down. Wow. I'm just super grateful because each and every one of you are a beautiful mirror, and I want you to witness your light, because your authentic expression and your authority within your light, which is your sovereign choice to be the presence, you guys, not the business. Be the presence, not the business. Be the presence, not the industry of light. We're not the industry of light. Okay. Not the industry. Oh, Linda, you're here. I'm so grateful. Yay. I know Linda doesn't always have an opportunity. She's from my group space. She doesn't always have an opportunity to be here live, so I'm super grateful. So I want to say that I claim that, and I witness myself in that, and I thank you all for hanging in there and being here with me and with yourself and with all of us. And I want to thank each and every one of you for choosing to receive. You're receiving yourself. You're not receiving me. You're not receiving what I'm saying. You're receiving yourself. You're witnessing yourself. So I would love for us to all just be together in our unified reflections. And as we step forward now and we move back into our normal day-to-day things, if you are in a sacred service position, if you are offering, here is your invitation to lean back into the service itself, to honor that those that hold agreements with you in that range of consciousness are going to show up. Just express yourself. Like I get on here and I express. I'm at a point, it's like I know I've been talking about my group and I've been talking about my one-on-ones, and yes, I have both, but now it's not even just about telling anyone about that. You guys know what's available. If you choose it, you choose it. But I want you guys to honor that those soul agreements are going to show up when they're aligned to, and they can only show up when they are at a point of receiving that version of themselves. Just like you can only exchange with them when you can offer that version of self. So, you can't offer them that version of activation and they can't receive that version of activation if you're not aligned anyways. So I would love if we could just call ourselves back in and honor that we are going to always exchange in divine alignment, and not try to force ourselves to exchange with others just because we think that someone knows something that we need to know. Okay? We all have access to the information. Now that doesn't mean don't exchange, you guys. You're gonna exchange. Just be more discerning in how and when. Okay? Always and together, forever within the light. I love you guys. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. And I know when I want to say, I just had a post really quickly about saying I love you. In this moment, I actually want to remove that. I want to say, I witness you, I witness you, I witness you, I witness you. I'm getting away from saying I love. It's like a habit, because I love is a projection of witness, but it's not a true witness, because love has definition. Witness is infinite. I witness you however I witness myself, just like you witness yourself, witness me how you witness yourself. So I witness you, I witness you, I witness you, I witness you, and I am always and ever in eternal service and support along with you. Thank you all for joining. Thank you all for receiving. Please take the time that is necessary to integrate what was received here. Please, please, please be with this, savor it, allow it. It needs to blossom through you. If you are continuously taking in right? Anytime you take in from a place that feels very resonant, allow it to integrate. Okay. I love you guys. No, I witnessed you guys. See, listen. I witnessed you guys. I honor and I look forward to seeing you. I look forward to seeing you all in the next live. I will have a live tomorrow for my group, but I will be joining you guys. I'm getting back in the flow now, getting back in the flow from this mastery. So I will have some more stuff coming through next week whenever it is divinely aligned. So stay tuned. And yes, beautiful rays coming all here. So I will meet each and every one of you in the eternal infinite now in which we are aligned. So until then, until next time, Adonai.